really, really cold.
Yeah, we got the really, really cold here too.
It was 8 below when I got up, and it's 7
Ooh.
below now. That's the real temperature.
That's the real, not the feel real, huh?
That's right.
It was 4 here.
How much snow have you guys gotten?
We got a couple inches overnight. So most of it had been gone, but not very much, actually.
Good morning.
Hey,
Good morning.
Chipper.
Cold.
Yes,
Well,
it is.
Caroline's got us beat. It's colder there, she said.
7 below right now.
Oh no. Oh my.
That's without the wind chill.
Oh. Oh, that's awful. I
And
won't.
it's not supposed to get above 11 all week.
Oh dear. I won't complain then.
I was nice and let all the cats in on the glass porch last night.
That's probably a good thing.
I debated. Last time I did it, they ransacked the cat food and spilled it all over the porch. And
Well, did
thinking
you learn to
about
put it away?
punishing.
The cat we have now, when she was young, she wanted outside. I said, I was like, it's too cold, and he wanted outside, and I don't know how long he was out, but he ended up frostbiting his ear,
Oh.
and it turned black, and it kind of just went away. But it was, so the vet always asked, was he a feral cat? That because they clip ears on feral cats after they neuter them.
Mhm.
So I said, no, he was just silly one cold night.
Hey Sue.
Morning.
Miss Taylor
Yep,
has
you're-
no
I was
desire
gonna
to
say,
That's Princess.
go out.
You want to show your face?
Chip, your cousin's on her way to Missouri today.
I'm sorry.
I was telling Chip that Nancy's on her way to Missouri with
Oh,
Oh.
really?
Lisa and Laura. They left 45 minutes ago.
Oh
it's
my.
gonna take them a while. The roads, well, if the roads aren't any better than they are here in Iowa, it's gonna take them a while.
I think they're better the further south they get.
Yeah. But they
What's
had a
in
lot of snow.
Sorry, Sue.
What's in Missouri? Just someplace to go?
Yeah, Lisa has a timeshare, so they're going to just Laura and Lisa and Nancy. They wanted to spend some time with their mom and also give me a little break. So,
Oh, good.
yeah. Hi, Sylvie and
Hello.
Dan.
Morning, Sylvia.
morning.
Dan.
Morning.
Hi, Sue. I see you have company.
Yes.
You are accompanied.
Yes.
Morning, Caroline.
Good morning.
How are things in Iowa? A little chilly?
A little chilly. 7 below.
Oh,
So
It's a
We're
balmy
supposed to
2
get-
or 3 above.
yeah, it's supposed to be, the high for the whole week is supposed to be 11. So lots of cold and a lot more snow. And there's another one to tell you, lots more snow.
Ah,
Two of us, yeah.
Dale.
Oh, hi, Theodore.
watching that too.
Sorry we missed your first round on last week, Chip. It was good to get caught up a few hours later. What a thoughtful message.
Well, thank you.
Morning,
That
John.
it was.
John, John always looks so intense when he's logging on.
No suit and tie.
No, still chilly. Might have to take care of the sidewalks when I get to church this morning for a little bit.
No, you're not allowed to.
Like up north, Chris.
It's a little chilly, a little nippy.
Caroline said it's -7 in Iowa, real temperature. It's around 4 here.
That's pretty cold.
Indeed.
But about 8:15, mine registered 0.
Or
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi, Betty. Sue, what do you have in the little shelves over your left shoulder?
Those are lighthouses. I collected them from New England. We lived in Connecticut.
Uh-huh. Nice.
They're gonna start laying my kitchen floor Monday,
hey,
so I'm excited about that.
So what kind of flooring are you putting in?
Tile. I can't tell you any more.
That'll be
than
nice.
that. I have it in the bathroom and I really love it.
Is it vinyl or ceramic tile?
Ceramic.
Yeah.
It looks like stone.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Now there'll be vinyl wood floor in the living room, which is the next room.
you
There's Dan. He's up right side up now.
Right. I
I
do have
kinda
a
like
tablet,
it.
but I haven't yet established a connection, so I'm still using my phone for these things.
like it when you're kind of askew. It just fits your personality.
Yeah, just 10 degrees off or something.
Kate Mills,
Hi there.
Hi, David.
Morning, Dave.
Morning. Looks like it's still cold in Indianapolis today.
Something close to 3 or something like that. Caroline says it's -7 near Oskaloosa, Iowa.
Aren't you glad you aren't out there right now where it's cold?
Yeah, we are.
The farther north you go, the colder it gets.
Well, it's pretty here. The sun is really bright. Weather forecast is for a little bit of snow every day for 4 days.
You have birds in the bird feeder?
Yes, we do.
Birds are singing.
It was pretty colorful. When I looked out a little while ago, there were blue jays and cardinals. Yesterday, we had some red-bellied woodpeckers and finches, lots of sparrows.
Lots and lots and
Nuthatches
lots of
and
sparrows.
juncos. Nuthatches and juncos and doves.
We got a lot of black-capped chickadees.
Yes.
Oh, those are cute.
The neighbor's cat comes over, tries to be so sneaky, and she just isn't successful in catching those birds. They're ahead of her every time.
Good.
Kind of fun to watch her think she's a lion.
We have one who lays out under one of the bird feeders out in the backyard. And occasionally she gets lucky, but yeah, a careless bird, but she just, you watch her crouch through the remains of the flower garden and just lays there so patiently. It's like,
Mine sit in the sunroom on their beds and watch the birds and the bird feeder.
smart cats.
Mhm.
My cat watches birds up close and then leaves the feathers all over the garage. He's been successful
Ew.
at least 2 cardinals
Oh,
in the last 2 weeks.
Oh,
I fed him a mouse I caught in the kitchen too. So
Ooh.
he's-
is there any news update on Steve Mills? I've been keeping track over email, but
Did come home again,
okay.
and Lynn said she's feeling good about him coming home this time compared to last time because he was doing better, and they have a series of appointments, follow-up appointments set up. So he's not just coming home and staying home.
Good.
So but he's still very, very weak.
so he is home now?
Yes, he is home now.
How many have gotten their COVID shots?
I got my
Got my
first,
first one.
I got my first one Thursday.
What everybody get? I got Moderna.
Same
Yes.
here.
Gee, I feel young.
We got Pfizer at the hospital.
Yeah. That's what
Ours
Nancy
tomorrow.
got. Nancy got Pfizer.
We get ours tomorrow. I don't know what kind it will be.
Where are you going?
Hendricks County Health Department.
That's where I got mine when they were doing Moderna.
Oh,
There's, my
Getting ours
son
tomorrow.
said that usually the hospitals have the Pfizer and the others tend to have Moderna, and it's because of storage, how cold they have to make everything. But that's not guaranteed.
mhm.
So Sylvia, is that still at the fairgrounds?
No, the health department is downtown at the government center.
Because they've been doing it at the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
What, Ben? What?
Doing
What?
it at the Ben's in Japan.
Yeah, right, got it.
They've been doing it at the fairgrounds.
Yep, Park County has it at the fairgrounds. Sounds very
Hendricks,
Park County.
Hendricks County Health has been set up at the fairgrounds.
Well, it doesn't say that on the website, so that's interesting. Okay, we'll bet.
That's where they've been doing it. And it's
That's
very
where you went.
efficient.
Yeah,
I
Well,
was
I-
in and out.
I would prefer that. Good. We'll check that out.
The nurse that gave me my shot said that the Moderna is proving to be starting to get somewhat effective after 2 weeks of the first shot.
Yay.
I think it's about 50%. 2 weeks after the first shot. And then 90-some% 2 weeks after the second shot.
I was sitting there at Hendricks County and the woman was prepping my arm, and the fellow who was filling everything in, he's, because, what's your name? And of course I go by my legal name there, and, John Bill, and he's filling it all out. And he goes, do you happen to know a Brent Bill? And I said, yeah, I do. We're pretty close. He goes, well, he's a friend of mine. It was Bill Smith from Fairfield, who's, but we both had our mask and everything on, and he's a sports car fan. He comes up to all the sports car shows. So we both had a good laugh. Because I didn't recognize you just by your eyes. So.
Has anyone had any adverse reactions?
No, not so far.
My blood sugars have been a little high. That's the only one reaction I had.
Oh, that's interesting.
Lynn, you have an update on Steve?
He's home and doing well. He's not well, but he's doing well. Progressing along appropriately, I think. So we're doing all right.
So he didn't come home. When do they
Yeah, he came home
estimate?
Friday. He came home Friday.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were reporting from the hospital.
Nope, he came home Friday afternoon and is doing well.
Good.
And how are you doing?
I'm fine. I don't have any symptoms anymore, so I'm doing fine.
Oh, good.
How are you doing taking care of Steve?
Fine. I'm getting a little tired of my own company, but in terms of being able to take care of him and all that, why things are going along fine.
Now, did you say you got an infusion?
Yes, if you get COVID and have the opportunity to get the infusion that Eli Lilly has made, I highly recommend it. I had it on Thursday a week ago, not this past Thursday, but Thursday before that. I think it kept my symptoms light, and I think it made them go away sooner. It's supposed to, I think the main point of it is to keep the bugs from getting into your lungs and other organs, but it also seems to shorten the duration of the symptoms and keep them relatively mild.
How did you learn about that?
The doctor's office. When the doctor's nurse called me to say, congratulations, you've joined the club. The second thing out of her mouth then was, would you be interested in the antibody infusion? And I said, yes. And so I went that afternoon to get it over by Community East Hospital. It was a good thing I went that day because I was able to drive myself that day. The next day, the symptoms were strong enough that I would not have been able to drive myself over there. But got it, no ill effects at all, but I do think it had positive effects.
Is it generally available everywhere?
I don't know whether it is or not. It seems like I've talked to a couple of people from farther away who were not aware of it. Some of the Earlham gang that we communicate with a lot have not seemed to think that it was available in their area, but they haven't needed to ask either. So I don't know for sure.
Are there other joys or concerns to share before we go into silence?
Yes, I have one. He's a Decatur Township person, Dave Rather, who has had cancer for like 9 years and has been off and on during the whole 9 years. Very, very sick, and then gets a little better, and then very, very sick. And he is very, very ill right now. So that is Dave Rather.
Drake started back to school, and I'm telling you, it was a total turnaround. He wasn't doing well doing the virtual, and being in school has just made a total difference. I'm so happy.
Well, Dan is our worship leader this morning, so if we want to put ourselves on mute, and Dan will speak out of the silence when he feels so led.
First things first. Follow the instructions. Do it in order. The results will be much more pleasing. Before beginning, collect your materials and equipment. That's 3 4.5 by 8.5 inch bread pans, 1 saucepan, 1 electric mixer, 1 large spoon, 1 oven capable of 375 degrees, a greased bowl, 2 cups of warm water, 1 can of evaporated milk, a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, a 1/4 cup of honey, 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast, 7 to 8 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour, and a tablespoon of salt, and the infrared thermometer with laser sighting. In my kitchen, this tool is a version of the Red Runner BB gun with a compass in the stock. First, combine the water, milk, and oil in a saucepan and heat until lukewarm. Pour into a mixing bowl and add honey, yeast, and 2 cups of flour, and then the salt. Beat the mixture for 2 minutes with an electric mixer. Stirring with a big spoon, gradually add flour until the dough pulls away cleanly from the sides of the bowl. Knead until the dough is smooth and springy. Form the dough into a ball. Place in a lightly greased bowl and turn the dough over so the top is greased as well. Cover and let rise 1 to 1.5 hours, or until doubled in bulk. Punch the dough down with your fist to break up the pockets of gas. Now, this pleasure of punching down the dough when Mom made bread was akin to licking cookie dough smeared beaters. It was a thrill in the kitchen. Divide the dough into 6 pieces. Form each piece into a round ball and place 2 side by side in each of the greased pans. Cover and let these rise until doubled. Be sure not to let the dough rise more than double, for it can cause the loaf to fall while baking. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees. That's 191 Canadian. And bake for 30 to 35 minutes. Remove the bread from the pans immediately and place on cooling racks. When they're thoroughly cool, break them in half. Enjoy one immediately, wrap and freeze the others. This is the bread making recipe I use. It's from the King Arthur Flour 200th Anniversary Cookbook, published in 1990. The recipe was printed on flour bags from the early 70s through the 80s. I've used this method several times, and the outcome has been consistent. I haven't memorized the content and the sequence of the recipe, and probably never will. I can consult the book for what to do first. First things first. It wouldn't pay to add salt and milk and oil to the pans without adding flour and yeast So do it in order. First thing first. I've been patterned by my business and maintenance career to read the directions first and accomplish steps sequentially. First things first. This was carried over to my current part-time gig at the aircraft maintenance school where I teach. It is one of our first efforts to integrate technicians, the habit of finding the pertinent data, understanding the directions, and doing first things first. Don't skip ahead. Don't leave out any steps. This is for safety, inspection, testing for airplanes. Install the maintenance manual and work the tasks in order. First. Sometimes first things are hard. To be tested for the desired. Okay. No, you can't go out and play until you have first washed the dishes. No, we aren't going to the pool yet. First, the beans are picked and snapped. This list of leveraged first things first is endless and is revised with each new generation. Some firsts are tribal knowledge or learned sequences. There's no book for these. Take off your clothes first before you get in the shower. Test your brakes first before taking your bicycle down Keller Hill Road. Let someone bigger be the first on the newly frozen pond. Check the wind first before you spit. When we are called to the aid or comfort of another, when we are anxious about our fit or place in the intertwining world, we must have our skills and our gifts. Go to the manual. Here are some Christian to-do firsts. So if you're offering your gift at the altar and there, remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First, be reconciled to your brother and then come and offer your gift. Therefore, do not be anxious, saying, what shall we eat? Drink, and what shall we wear? The Gentiles seek all those things, and your heavenly Father knows you need them all. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things shall be yours as well. When you see the speck in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when there is a log in your own eye? You hypocrite, first take the log out of your own eye, and then you can see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. Sir, did you not sow good seed in your field? How then has it weeds? An enemy has done this. The servant said to him, then do you want us to go gather them? But he said, no, lest in gathering the weeds you root up the wheat along with them. Let both grow together plus wheat first, and bind the bundle to be burned. The wheat is my barn. Whatever house you enter, first say peace be to the house. And if the Son of Peace is there, your peace shall rest upon him. But if not, it shall return to you. Take that you are brave, for many will saying, I am he, and the time is at hand. Do not go after them. When there are wars and tumult, do not be there, but for take place. But the end will not come at once. He said, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and all your soul, and all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. And the second like it, you'll love yourself. All these two commandments and all the law and the prophets. Dear Heavenly Holy Creator, in our sacred lives, let it be the first things of your will we do first.
Thanks to everyone for joining us. Dan, for your message. Are there any closing words that folks would like to share? Okay. Well, blessings on us all. Stay warm, except Dave. Cool off, Dave.
Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
Be well, everyone.
Thank you, Dan.